Right.
Shall we get started then? Tony, a guest speaker tonight is Tony, and he's going to tie a damsel nymph and a fried pattern, both suitable for still waters and reservoirs.
I don't need to say any more, do I?
No, are we going to say that?
No.
Introduce yourself, Tony.
No, it's fine. I mean, what John's just said is fine, but you know, the damsel, all these patterns are basic patterns for something else. So if you can think outside the box, you can change these patterns into this damsel. You can change it into a blue flash damsel, that type of thing. Put a bit of sparkle into it. You know, they were like that. You can change the colour completely to black, and they call it something else. So I've got a long shanked hook because it's a bit of a streamer size, but you need a bit of weight on it, so you're going to put a bead on. And I know John's got his own way of putting beads on, but for safety's sake,
I still spill them anyway.
for safety's sake, got a pair of special tweezers. I ain't going to say this is going to work. No, I didn't think it would. It's not going to go over the barb, so I'll crush the barb down. He says.
I found sometimes you can't get the bead around the end of the hook.
Yeah.
Is that a slotted bead or Kent?
No, this is just a countersunk.
Straight border.
Ah, okay.
Boy, I've got, because the pattern, the instructions say a small bead. You can. So of course that depends how fast you want it to sink.
Well, and the ability to cast it.
Well, yes. Also, the pattern says fluorescent or green.
There he is.
Talk to the devil.
Hey, Bobby.
So this is ordinary. I tend to put cut a bit of behind the bead to stop it sliding up and down, because I don't know, I'm sure you've experienced if your bead's loose when you're casting, that bead's going to move up and down the shank, and all the materials ends up in the back of the fly. So as you can see, 45 degrees makes it easier to do touch and turns. Cut the waste off. Now, it calls for a marabou tail of an appropriate colour, white, black, green, whatever you want to put on it. And depending how many sort of barbs you pull off is going to mean how thick the body is going to be eventually. So I noticed that the one that Juliana put on it was quite a skinny one.
Yeah.
So he probably only had about four plumes on it. He says.
You need to put quite a lot on because it gets slicked down.
Yeah. Get rid of all the rubbish. Get off. Now if you want a good circumference to your body, you can take that up near the top,
Right.
cut it off behind the bead, and anchor it down. And like I said before, the last material to be tied in is the first one you tie in. So you take some silver wire for the rib. This is where you could change it to blue fash tinsel to make it a bit more interesting. Let's see if I can find the end. Give that a miss. You have to imagine this is silver, but it's gold. I'm struggling with this as well. There it is. Give yourself a decent length to work with. You'll be surprised how much material you'll use when you're wrapping around. If you do, especially if you're doing touching turns, it could be 2 inches of material. I'm going to put that on the side at the back. You can push it into the bead if you want to get rid of that jagged edge. And also you can put a blob of glue behind the bead to help it stick down. Now you need some thanks to John, I've got some ostrich oil yet again, in any colour you want. But make it look a bit more realistic, green or olive is a good colour to have. Prepare the end as usual, strip the few bits off the end. It's a simple fly. You can get away with keep going up and down by tying the material in on the way up or in the way down to save you time. And then if you bring it up right, you can easily do touching turns, which gets, and once you've done it once or twice, it springs back like that. You can get quicker at it.
Camera's tracking us, a bit annoying. I don't know how to stop that.
Right,
It goes,
okay.
it moves with you, but
Right. So we're bringing it up right, take that across, then you can bring that forward. So we go 2 behind, 2 in front, drop that on the floor, wherever that went.
Behind your feet.
Remove the waste, keep that for a second. Now there is a debate on which way to wrap the rib. Some people wrap it the same way as you've just tied the material on, or you can wrap it the opposite direction of the material, which depending on the material you've got underbody could sink in between the tie-ins.
Does it slip between the wraps?
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah. So if you take it the other way round, you go
It crosses them.
crossways. And normally on a fly you do 4 or 5 wraps of equal distance, but that's, I'm sure that the fish can't count and nobody's going to come up behind you and say you've done that wrong. I always put my nail against it, helicopter it off or worry it off, and that is basically a quick fly to finish. Now, did somebody say they couldn't get on with whip finishes? This was given to me by a gentleman who's no longer with us now. He taught me to do some fly tying, and I've been using it ever since. Must admit, I have been trying to use another version, which just happened to be a little bit smaller, but it's the same principle. It's just got a longer handle on it. I can manoeuvre it better, and of course it's what I got used to over the years. You can put a bit of, if you think the tail's too long, stroke it back, pinch it off with your nail and forefinger, and that is that. That's as simple as it is.
What sort of size hooks do you would use for?
Well, this one, it says you want to use a size 10, but as long as you, it's a long shank, because it's a streamer, you need a bit more length in the body. But I was going to say is the fact that you can finish off behind the eye with a bit of dubbing to cover up your whip finish or where you've been tying off the material, but that's just another added thing, bit of bling if you want. But so that's it. Right, good night.
That's only half it.
Yeah, do you want Tony to tie the other one now?
Or you can have a go at it.
Do you prefer the bead to a bit of weight?
Yes.
For what reason? Why is the bead better than weight?
Well, it's easier to change the weight, and it takes the front of the fly down, I think, quicker. Because if you put sort of a lead weight, and it's mostly going to be up to about 50% the length of the shank, I think, and it's going to, drop the fly in the water at a different rate and a different angle.
Different angle, okay.
But it's, there's not a lot in it. You can cover the bead up. If you don't, you can put a big head on it. You can put bead eyes on if you wanted to.
But the bead can be in the tractor anyway, can't it?
Well, yeah. Well, we did have. He says, like I said, you can put some blue flash into it,
Yeah, sure.
sparkle it up.
Any advice of what dimension of bead you prefer?
How fast do you want it to sink? That's going to be the, or you can change it. You can change the. If you prefer a certain size, you can change it from brass to plastic, which will sink slower, or you can use tungsten, whichever you.
4mm suits the proportion.
Right.
And well, yeah, you need to keep it into.
Is there a list anywhere of what bead goes on what hook? I could sit
There
for half
is.
an hour trying
There
to
is.
fiddle the
You
right
have
one.
to
There is one.
judge if it looks right.
Well, yeah.
There is
If it
one on
looks
the
right, and then I
internet.
have to go down 2 sizes.
I say there is one on the internet.
Is there?
Yeah, they say what beads you can do, but at the end of the day, it's the shape of the hook. If you can't get this, some beads will not go round, obviously, the curvature of the hook.
I'll go round the bend, yeah.
Yeah, so that's when either you change to slotted beads, which will go round the bend easier, but then they do sit on the head of the fly by the eye differently. So you got to, I know them was meant to be designed for jig hooks, but you can put them on other hooks. So once you get majority of people, when they got hooks or a manufacturer of hooks, they tend to stick to it because they know what they're getting. Because there's so many varieties, and though they look the same, there's probably a difference in the gauge of the wire they're made of, the sharpness, the circumference of the bend, different type of barb on it. Yes, if you use barbless.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So that's
Right.
so it's only it's up to you. It's
No,
because
the few I've done, I found I can't get them on, so I just put a bigger one on.
right.
Just to get it round the bend. But then I look at it, I think it looks a bit too big for the.
Yes, again, there's nothing set in stone. Different manufacturers of beads put different size holes in. Because one bead may not go round your size 12 B175. That's if you're using Camasan, and others will. Because it all depends on the manufacturer, in my opinion. Yes? No?
Yeah.
Right?
Some for your waist.
So in the
And can I ask everybody to be careful of the marabou because it can
tungsten
No.
a bit messy.
It's not as bad as that hair's.
I've got a chart
Yeah.
that tells you hook to bead ratio. But as you say, you can use whatever suits you.
It depends. It looks right. You can see it looks right. If it's too small, you can see it's too small.
Well,
But tungsten beads, they're selling the beads, so they're going to suggest different sizes to sell as many.
You can always use split strap. The old way. And painting.
you've got to be careful what it's made of now, haven't you?
Pardon?
You've got to be careful what it's split shot's made of now.
Yeah, but you usually buy, it's not lead anymore.
Yeah.
Can you buy lead? I don't use
I
buy
don't
lead
know.
anymore. You're lead free now.
You can use lead down to below 1/8 of an inch.
Mm.
2.2 mil.
So you tying it or not?
Well, should we do the other one? Do you want Tony to do the other one and then we'll...
Yeah.
Was it the
That's
Flyers
a
magazine
very
that
simple
they
one.
had
I'm always interested to see the other one.
the real copy of Damsel? They tied it very, very slim with tiny eyes made out of melted monofilament,
Yeah,
and they tied it very slim and very light.
but you can get eyes already beaded up, and they got a bit of weight to them. Of course, yet again, they come in different sizes to suit your. I don't know if you can see that, but there's different sizes in hooks, beads. Now this one's going to be fun. It's a material that I'm not used to, so I'm still trying to get my head around it.
We don't want it to be too easy.
Supposed to be easy for him.
Looks a bit. Right. The size of the hook is going to be a B175. I'm only using that because that must be.
175, what's that, 10, 12?
This is a 10. The pattern calls for white thread, which is
So those for flossing, are they?
Yeah, yeah. More for people with false teeth rather than
Oh, okay.
just
Are they called floss sticks or
something like that. Yeah.
Dental
Denture.
loops.
Yeah.
dental loops?
Yeah, on eBay.
Oh, right.
Well, you can't go to Boots and buy them.
You'll
You'll get it.
struggle.
Sorry?
But
You can go to Boots in town or something.
I've not seen them in there. I've looked.
Oh, you have looked, yeah.
Yeah, they're I think you get about 30 for 250 on eBay. I've bought.
I bought mine off the internet. Of course, you know, it takes a week to come, and I thought, well, I'll take the risk for, you know, £2 or £3.
You've got to be careful because some of them are from China and it's 2 or 3 months before they'll come. I always check to see where these things are coming
I
from.
think it quicker from China than it does from Manchester.
Well, I think Royal Mail is atrocious at the moment,
I
you
agree.
know.
And heading for getting worse.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying that 'cause it was my grandson's birthday Saturday. Posted a card and a present, and it only arrived this morning. And that's over a week to get to Leeds. You know, so don't count on it getting there on time.
Nice. And it's expensive.
I think you're better off with these parcels and everything, you know. At least they, you know, keep you up to date. Well, here we go. This is going to be a pin fry pattern, and I'm going to be
It's a roach fry. It's supposed to be a roach fry.
so I'm going to be more economical with the threads. So I'm going to tie this in on the way up. He said 2. That's better.
What have you tied in?
I'm tying a rib at the moment.
With white thread. White thread.
I'm using UTC thread that's thin, so you've got plenty of turns for not much bulk. Bit of mylar, silver pearl or transparent. He says. Now this is my variation on a theme. I'm going to tie it in the head, wrap it down, overlapping. I say if you put more threads on, you'll probably end up with a smoother body, and then come back up again, so you've got a double thickness. If you was to change the colour of the thread, it will come through, and it would look like a vein inside the abdomen of the fly. I'm going to put one turn at the back just to reduce the possibilities of it sliding down. You can put 6 or 7 turns of this rib. Now this is where it gets messy. The pattern calls for polar hair. I don't know if you've come across polar hair.
No. It's not
How
off the,
did you get it?
I don't know.
it's not off the
Oh,
bear,
yeah.
is it?
Oh, yeah. Somebody was, Pete Highley was giving up flow tying.
Oh, right.
He was selling all his kit off,
Oh.
voice, everything. And I think it was in that. Until this pattern come up, I've never used it. It's a very soft material.
This is off the bear, is it?
No, it's
Don't-
synthetic.
It's just
Oh.
it's not on a skin, it's on a
Yeah,
mat.
I like teddy bear.
Well, that's,
Maybe that's a rough
well, you could be right there. You could be right there.
There
But
possibly is other material, but I'm not sure what, because the marabou would be too bulky.
you can get a different type of material,
There's a craft fur you can get, can't you?
which is this has got a bit of
Oh yeah, UV in it.
UV in it,
Oh, right.
See that?
but you know you'll be all right for Christmas.
You drop some on
Yeah,
the
you
floor.
drop it.
Oh, it's
Melting.
You've also got a permanently attached.
oh well, that's probably what you mean by not going having a shave. So.
Yeah, I don't know what else you could use apart from marabou.
What was that stuff that chap was using for pipe flies? You know, those big,
Oh yeah.
that EPF,
Oh,
EPD,
yeah.
whatever.
Fibres, isn't it? Yeah.
So there's something else that you could use,
Yeah.
you know, which is a bit more, you know, it's coarse, so you can change. Like I said, none of these patterns.
But the thing is, you want it to slip down really,
Yeah.
like the shape of a fish. So the polar will give you a tapered finish. Although it takes a little while to get wet. But that could be desirable in some situations. You know, if you want it to float in the surface. Because sometimes the trout attack the fry, don't they? And
Yeah, come back and pick
knock them
off
out.
the surface.
Yeah, knock them out, and then take them off the surface.
As you can see, there's a lot of wastage in this as far as I'm concerned, but there is some dubbing for another. I'm not going to measure this off in any at the moment. I don't know if anybody else has got ideas, but I usually do use a pinch and loop on that just to hold it down, and then build up layers. I find it easy if you straighten the edges off, and when you tie it in, you've got more chance of catching all the fibres rather than just some of them else. Because in a minute you'll probably start stroking this and it all starts coming out. I must admit, on the instructions it does say comb it, but if you comb it you're going to lose quite a bit of it.
You can run the dubbing needle through it if you want to.
Mm. But I'm going to leave that there for the time being, and then I'll dress it. The pattern calls for a folded wing. Now, I don't know if you'll find this, folding wings.
It's used on the Victor.
And I think there's a couple of ways of folding wings, and there's the usual way, which is expected, is to take a section of the wing, fold it into the middle and fold it in half. It has been known for other people to just roll it between their fingers to get a similar effect. And I do believe that if you have a very small grizzle hackle, that you can put that in over the top and it's as effective. So I don't know if you can see
Is
that.
that mallard, eh?
This is a bronze mallard. I find that, and Brian can vouch for this, I was struggling with this somewhat for some while. If you pull it out at right angles and marry the tips up, and I can cut the base off, marry the tips up again, marry the base up, which is pulling it out. Right, from the, this is not, you need to keep a grip of it. Now you fold it into the middle from one side, fold it into the middle from the other side, and fold it in the middle again. So you got basically 4 layers of fibre, usual bit of sticky stuff on the end, and like I said, I always tend to straighten that off, because you can get a better thread on pinch and loop again, and tie it down. Does that look alright from on this camera?
Yeah.
I did. I'm going to take this and take the opportunity, put a bit of glue on it, or varnish, so it can soak in, and he says, oh, I don't know if you saw me do that, turn the bottle upside down. That means that the varnish will go into the cap, and there's a little well inside the cap. So if you don't want a lot of varnish, it's an easier way of getting small amounts onto you.
Tip.
Else, you know, if you dip the brush, the bodkin in there, you're going to have a big globule on the end.
What sort of varnish are you using?
This is just ordinary vineyards varnish, he says. Doing those up exact opposite to what I just said.
It's similar to normal varnish paint, but it's developed for fly tying.
Okay.
So, I think it's made from beetles, isn't it?
What, the shellac?
No, never.
Shellac, you mean?
Made from beetles, the varnish.
Which one, John, Paul?
The vineyards.
Is that a varnish?
I don't know. Nice.
Is it different? It's different to head cement then, is it, right?
Well, it's the same,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Well, head cement. That's. How did you come across that term? We went for salmon flies, yeah?
No, I was looking at varnishes on the sport fish. Thinking there might just be
There is a
one.
manufacturer of it on it, it's just another name. on
Is
it
it?
for
But,
I
it.
think-
you
I think-
use head cement for making big heads on salmon flies.
Yeah, it's Sally Anson's nail
You
varnish.
can build it up.
as well.
Yeah, because it had a hard. He said a
But
hard one
this-
and a soft one.
This
and-
cellular varnish is thin and it will soak into the
Right.
materials, where Sally Anson's hard as nails will sit on the surface.
Right.
Like I am now trying to find, put a beard apple on it, and
Traditionally, you always put varnishing on the last threads before you do a whip finish to make the fly more secure, but I think I don't do that these days. I used to. It's a bit tedious.
I scrounged these red feathers off a friend of mine, because it's not something
I
I
think
think.
if you're going to do a decent wet finish, it doesn't need it, does it?
It doesn't. I don't know. That was just a traditional way of doing it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit wishy-washy.
You all right, or do you want one? Do you want hackle?
No,
No.
no. Another, I don't know what you are like about putting beard hackles on. They're, it gets in the way. I find the easiest way is to pull this down like somebody showed you the other week. Cut the tip out, stroke it back up, and you can put that V, oh, hang on,
That's cunning.
I'm full of cunning stunts. So if you pull that back there now, that bit there is going to be your beard hackle. I'm trying to turn it upside down so the curvature sort of goes towards the point of the, so you can put that in there now. He said, put a turn, you put a loose turn over the top. Now you can pull this to the desired length, and then tie it down. It's going to get in the way. And you take, to save changing thread, you can whip finish that off and change it to a black thread, or you can do, the shortcut way is by colouring your thread to give you a black head. Usual thing, start behind the eye. Of course, using this thinner thread, you're going to do lots of turns. So, to save me messing about with that, I'm going to take that off. varnish these now. We've got the money. Try again. Now that may be looking a bit straggly there, so if you was to cut it off at an angle, don't want to get it on the floor.
Well done.
Well done indeed.
Is that looking better? No?
Yeah,
More in proportion?
yeah, just stick down when it gets wet.
Of course, usual thing if you want to varnish the head